And right now, I'd like to introduce Annie Tuffnell. Annie is a transformational coach, and her company is AnnieTuffnell.com, a passionate transformational coach who has worked in both public and private sectors in her role of HR manager. She is committed to her life's purpose of supporting her fellow humans in rediscovering themselves. To heal mentally and emotionally, she has studied holistic practices, which included pranic healing for more than 10 years, and utilizes her NLP master practitioner skills and her previous professional experiences to support her clients. She has traveled and lived abroad, mingling with other communities in Africa, Europe, Myanmar, Peru, and also Hawaii. Now based in Suffolk, in a tiny mobile house which is totally off-grid, she utilizes this for healing and mentoring workshops. She sees her life purpose as focusing on supporting her fellow humans and rediscovering themselves and their true, authentic selves. So, Annie, we welcome you to the stage, and the title of her presentation is Where is the Authentic You?
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much, Enolia and Christina. It's wonderful to be here, and I'm blessed to be on this platform. And I'm talking about dealing with change and uncomfortable situations. I've just had to rejig and change the device. So I hope you can hear me. And please say great, lovely, right. So I'd like to talk to you about your authentic you. Do you know where your authentic you is, who you are? This is it's very important to me, because it's something where I've had to discover during my life that the person I thought I was not me. And what I'd like to address with you is that when we're born, we come into this world. We're beautiful souls. We're coming into a journey. And when we come in, it's all new to us, apart from the DNA, apart from the ancestrals, but we come out and we have to live and survive in an environment. That environment will determine how we behave to survive, to continue our journey. So we teach ourselves to walk. No one teaches us that. We teach ourselves to talk. We learn from around us, whatever language it is, whatever environment, culture. We actually mimic, we mime, we look, we learn, we listen, we feel all our feelings and emotions. And we go on this journey, learning a way to survive. And we take on a role, a persona. We have learned behaviors and limited beliefs that effectively may not be our own. Majority of the time they're not, because we are told about certain ways to behave. We're told to believe in certain things, certain religions, certain way to, to walk, to talk, to wear things, to watch, to read, all of these things. We absorb all this information. And then as time goes on, from my experience, it was, actually, I know that I'm behaving in a certain way where actually it's uncomfortable. And I don't feel comfortable with this. There's something inside me sort of shifting and saying, no, you are behaving because you are actually, in my instance, it was the pleaser. You're doing something so that you will be okay. They won't be angry with you. They'll be all right. They might be kind to you. Whatever, all these different things. My story is my story, and everyone has their own story. And it's because we're not being our authentic selves, there's anxiety and stress and emotional distress there. And that can cause mental and physical illnesses. And that cannot be addressed by the Western medicine. And that is why I love this group, this platform. And I'm blessed to be involved with Sarah. I've joined Sarah's group. and Mary's group, and it's wonderful to be embraced within that and to be able to be part of that healing process. And that vibrationally goes out and out and out. It will go to all of us, every one of us, everyone we meet. And I'm very blessed with that. So going back to the authenticity, I'd like to share with you one little instance to sort of illustrate this. There's recently I've befriended this person who is very worldly and very well read and has traveled and very spiritual. And I was in just this beautiful medieval farmhouse kitchen. There were a few of us around having a cup of tea and everything. And he just leant over the table. I was on the other side, this big, beautiful kitchen table. And he said, Annie, he did not say, I regress. This is the whole thing. He said, how is Annie? Now he referred in the third person. And then suddenly one of the other people there said, why do you always refer to the third person? You know, why do you say that? He did the same to me the other day. And I said, oh, I'll just go and ask her. I'll go and ask her how she is. Now it's interesting because when he said, how is Annie? I had a shift inside myself. I connected with my emotions. And interesting enough, I wasn't feeling that great that day. And there was obviously an intuitiveness there with him because he's very intuitive, very gentle person. And I actually started asking Annie how she was. I was asking the authentic Annie. That was me, the real person, the real who I am, not the one who's being there, being the coach, being the friend, being the auntie, whatever it might be, whatever roles we play. That is not who we truly are. And I really am sort of quite passionate about this, especially my coaching, to actually remind people to reflect on themselves inwardly, because that's where we have our strength, our inner strength, and that's who we are, and that's where we get the answers, and that's where we get through. And you know, look at what Nicholas has been through. You know, I'm sure you have found your authentic you to get through what you've done. You know, it's the strength and the power of that is just insurmountable. It's wonderful and it's beautiful to see. And thank you for sharing that with us. And so, yeah, I am very passionate about this, and it's the authenticity. And all the books I read, all the people I'm drawn to, and I've got two lovely ones here, which you probably know, Viktor Frankl and Man's Search for Meaning. And he talks about, you know, he's very well read, very clever man, psychotherapist, psychologist. And when he was in Auschwitz, and when he was there, he observed and he reflected on himself and his fellow humans there. And he saw the people who gave up. They gave up because they had no life's purpose. They did not truly connect with who they were. And the ones who survived, and he actually saved some people's lives, because he said, well, what is it you do? What are you passionate about? What motivated you when you were not here, but is still here with you? And there were musicians there, there were artists there were mothers there were husbands, wives, there were people there. They had someone to live for, something to stay alive for. And that's what keeps us going. We're on a journey. And it's a pretty, you know, sometimes I say, you know, it's tough being a human. And it really is. And can I ask you, Christina, can you just give me a time check, please? Because I'm not sure how much longer.
I'm gonna be very honest, it's gonna be an audio, I guess.
Yes, we have about 30 seconds, minute to wrap up.
Wow. Okay, so that was cool. So I would urge you, and I bless all of you, and I send all your authentic yous my love, and thank you for listening. I'm really enjoying being here.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much, Annie. That was wonderful. I appreciate you. I see you. I see the authentic you. And Enolia here can can actually say that I can really very much relate with what you are saying when you say, "Where is Annie?" Because sometimes when we are talking, I'm like, she's asking, "How are you, Christina?" And I'm like, "Well, Christina is," and then I'm like, whatever, how she's feeling on that day. So I am saying that, yes, Christina is feeling this and this and this and this day. I love what you are saying, that we are beautiful souls coming to a journey. I loved it. And if whoever is listening to this now, later, recording, whatever it will be, please try to remember who you are, because we are much more than this body in what we choose to be right now. I loved it, Annie. So thank you for that. You said that our environment really determines our behaviors, and this is how these are all learned behaviors and limiting beliefs. And I would say 90% of our beliefs, limiting beliefs, are not even ours, right? We learn that from our environment, and going within, connecting with the spirit within, that's where we actually reside. That's who we are. Because when you are talking about yourself, you say, my hair, my hands, right? My legs, something what you own. But when you say I am, where is the I am? That's inside, that's within you. That's the authentic you. So thank you, Annie. I really appreciate you.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
sharing.
Thank you. I loved it.
And I just want to say thank you, Annie. What a wonderful, wonderful speech. And we're so grateful to have you here. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.